Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to our morning Zoom session, our very first Zoom of this year on how to reach and keep your weight loss goals. I know that a lot of people at the end of the year, the beginning of the year, they usually set a health goal, right? And about mid-January, a lot of people are struggling to keep it and they pretty much are giving up by the end of January, right? And so this year, what I wanted to do is I wanted to share with you all 3 strategies that will help you to reach your goal and to keep that weight loss. And so I'm hoping that the information that you're going to get today encourages you and inspires you and motivates you to reach for that weight loss, right? Because a lot of the times it's not so much about how we look, it's about how we feel. And if you're uncomfortable in your own weight, it affects so many other areas of your life. It, um, it, the studies show that people that are uncomfortable with their weight socialize less, they interact less, and they have less confidence. And so do this for you, do this for your own health, for your own benefit, and it's going to change a lot of other areas in your life once you start feeling better about yourself. Okay, so first of all, what I wanted to start off with today is to share with you 3 reasons why it's so hard to lose weight. A lot of the times we already know what to do. Like, I bet if you're watching this today, you already know, you've already tried something else, right? But for some reason you keep going back and you keep gaining the weight. You maybe you're on a yo-yo. I was a big yo-yoer. I would lose weight, gain it back, lose weight and gain it back, right? And so there's really 3 big reasons why it's so hard for us to lose weight and to keep it off. And one of those reasons, as we see this man in the box here, is because for some reason we're wired to get rewarded anytime we do something where we feel a little guilty about or we feel shame. So for example, you say, okay, I'm going to give up sugar, I'm not going to have the cookies anymore, and you sneak one in. And we even do it, right? Because we even sometimes cover it with our hands where we don't want anyone to watch us doing it, or we kind of hide, and we think we're doing it in secret. But the reason why our behavior is that way is because it actually sends a reward to our brain where we actually feel good when we get to sneak something in and we get away with it. I think it has more to do with getting away with something than the actual act. And so because that happens to our minds, we feel rewarded. Guess what? We keep doing it. We keep cheating. We keep sneaking in that food that we said we were going to give up, or that meal that we know sometimes we're not even hungry and we just do it just to sneak it in, right? Because there is a sensor in our brain that makes you feel rewarded anytime you exercise any of those behaviors. And we're not just talking about food. Today it is about food, right? But if there's another habit that you want to break, there's something that you say, why do I keep doing that, right? Like maybe binging on Netflix, right? And like I do it sometimes. I'll come to my room and I'll binge over here and I think nobody found out. Well, yeah, but I did do it, right? So just because I'm hiding in my room doesn't mean I didn't do it. So there's other things, right? So that's the reason why we keep falling back into some of our old habits, is because we get rewarded when we think we're doing something that we're getting away with. So that's one of the reasons. The other reason is because we have the habits. We already have the habits formed that lean towards the chocolate bar versus the apple that we see here in this picture, right? That lean towards eating a piece of bread or a donut instead of the carrot sticks. And so I'm not saying that you need to eat carrot sticks and celery all the time, right? And never the chocolate, but the habits, the result of whatever it is that you're struggling with right now, whether it's your weight, whether it's your health, whether it's your finances, whatever it is that is on your list of struggles, is due to your habits. It's all a result of our habits that we've had. And science shows that 50% of the things that we do in a day have to do with we do them in habit mode. We don't even think about them. It's just something that we have a habit and we just do it and we just naturally do it, right? Think about your routine, how you get up, how you get ready, where you go prepare your breakfast, what you get for breakfast. A lot of those things we do them without thinking because it's a habit. And so it's very, very hard to develop new habits, because think about it, our old habits got us to this weight. So to change the weight, we need to change the habit. that got us to that, right? But the problem is that when you try to change a habit, the first 3 to 5 days are very, very hard on your brain. Why is that? Because it's out of its comfort zone. Okay, our brain is wired to function, like I said, 50% of the day without thinking, with just going into habit mode, because all the things that you do that are not a habit, it requires it to think. And the more you make it think, the more uncomfortable it becomes. And so when you try to break a habit, the first 3 to 5 days are very hard because your brain keeps telling you, hey, what's going on? You know, this is not a habit. Why are you making me work harder on this? And so it's a struggle internally in our brain that also makes us say, you know what, forget it. I'm going with the donut, because your body is resisting that change because you're not operating out of your habit zone, right? Out of your habit work mode. And so that's another reason that we are trying to change the habit, right? And then we break it for that day, and then guess what? It sends a trigger saying, hey, get rewarded because I just did something I'm ashamed of. And now you get a double reward, one from the comfort zone and the other one from the serotonin that's released because you broke the behavior, and you went back to that habit that makes you feel ashamed or guilty, right? So those two in conjunction by itself make it really, really hard. So it is a struggle, but there's hope, because if you think about it, if it's 3 to 5 days that are hard, then when you tell yourself, hey, you know, in 3 to 5 days, this is going to get easier. I just need to stay focused, right? Then you can say, because sometimes when it's so hard for us, we think it's going to be hard for us forever. But after those 5 days, it starts to become a new habit. So that's the secret, is make a new habit, be aware that the 3 to 5 days is going to be a challenge, but go through those days and it's going to become easier, right? But the third reason why it's so hard to lose weight is because our body is also wired that when it sees and smells food, even if you're not hungry, it can eat. It's like it has a second stomach somewhere, right? So if you see food, if you smell food, it can eat again, even though you may not be hungry, even though you know, like for example, when you go to a cookout, right? You smell it, or even when you're driving by a restaurant, you smell it and it makes you want to eat, even though you're not hungry. Why do you think at the stores, at the clothing stores, you know, when you go to some of these clothing stores where they don't sell groceries, but when you go to the checkout, what do they have? They have food, because when you see it there, it makes you want to get the food. You're seeing it. And so for some reason, it triggers us that we have this other stomach and say, hey, I can eat again. I can eat. That looks good. So seeing food and smelling food is another trigger to us to make us want to eat, even though we're not hungry, even though that's not the food that we had planned to eat, making it very, very hard to stay focused if you're in constant areas where you're seeing or you're smelling food. Okay, so those are the three big reasons, psychological reasons, that prevent us from keeping the weight off, and why it makes it so hard every time we want to lose weight, because our brain, our body is wired in such a way that it's very uncomfortable for us to break out of that habit. Okay, but you know, time out here, time out. You know, all of these things, they are conquerable. You can go through, you know, you can develop new habits, but that is the secret. That is the key to it, is that a lot of the times people say, I'm going to go on a diet. And just the word diet sounds restrictive. It makes your body uncomfortable, because it's like something is forbidden. It's like something that you're not going to be able to do forever. And nothing is forever. But when you say I'm going on a diet, it's really the wrong language to tell your brain. It's the wrong thing. And when you go on a diet, it indicates that you're only going to do it short term, and then you're going to go back to the old way. And what happens when you go back to the old way is you're going to rebound. You're going to gain the weight back, because you go back to the habits that made you overweight in the first place. So the key is, and all the experts agree, the key is that you need to change your lifestyle. Your habits need to change so that you don't go back and rebound and gain that weight. Now, it doesn't mean you need to give up everything that you love. It doesn't mean that you have to change your whole life. When I coach people on weight loss, we usually go through their day, and really sometimes it's just a tweak here and there that's the key for them, so that they can reach their goal and they can feel better, and they start losing weight slowly. And so it's not that all your habits are bad, it's just that a couple of them are bad enough to get you to where you're at right now. But if you tweak those habits and you change your lifestyle, then you won't have to worry about going on a diet all the time. Okay, so that's what I want to share with you today. 3 different strategies that you can pick one of the 3, whatever best suits you. Um, they all give results. Now, I'll be real honest with you. I have done 2 of these. I've not done the last one. Okay. And when we go through, you'll see why. But with the 2 of the 3 strategies that I'm going to share with you today, I managed to lose, and I never had too much weight to lose, right? But I managed to lose over 20 pounds each with each one of these strategies. And so they do work, but they're not a diet. Okay, just keep that in mind. It's not a diet, it's a lifestyle change. And I've met people who carry this out. That's how they live their life, and they are slim, they're healthy, they're happy, they have energy, because they've adopted this new lifestyle. This is their daily routine now, right? And so these strategies work. But it's something that you should pick one based on what fits with your lifestyle, what fits with the way that you like to eat, your schedule, right? So that you can keep it, so that it can become something that you do every day. Now, doesn't mean that you have to do it every single day of the week, but at least the majority of the week, 5 to 6 days to stick to this plan. That one day that may fall out, is not going to be a big deal, but the rest of it is easy for you because it adapts. Okay, so keep that in mind as I'm going through these 3 strategies. So strategy number 1 is the very first one that I did years ago before I became a wellness advocate, right? And it's the carb addicts diet. It's the carb addicts diet. So basically, right away, the name attracted to me because I knew that I was addicted to carbs. I love bread. I mean, I can eat bread by itself, white bread, and I just, carbs, they just call me, right? So there's a lifestyle that is for carb addicts from this food and this book, and I forgot their names, but I can get that for any of you that are interested. But basically what they say is that when we're addicted to carbs, it's really hard in our day once we have carbs. So once we have carbs, it's an addiction, right? And so it sets off the want of more carbs. So if you wake up in the morning and you have carbs, then the rest of the day you're wanting more carbs, right? And it makes sense because our gut bacteria determines a lot. Our gut bacteria also has its own little brains, and they want what they like. So if you have bacteria that's used to getting the carb and it's missing the carb, it's going to be asking you, hey, I want the carb. So you kind of wake it up in the morning when you give it the carbs. And so all day it's asking you for carbs. And so guess what? You keep gaining weight because carbs, sugars are all of those things that makes us gain weight. But if you adopt this lifestyle, it's kind of like saying, I know that I'm a carb addict, and so I can have my carbs. You can have your carbs anything you want, as much as you want, right? And it sounds too good to be true because you can have anything that you love. When I was doing this, I did this probably about 20 some years ago. And I did it for a long time. And I remember that people would laugh at me because they're like, you're going to eat all that? And I said, yeah, I'm going to eat all that. Because all day, whatever I was craving, I would save it. And I'm like, I'm going to eat it tonight. And I'm going to eat it tonight. And that donut and that tortilla and all of the things that I was craving all day long, I would eat them as much as I wanted, when it came time to satisfy that addiction. So I know it sounds too good to be true, because it's very simple, but it does have some rules, right? You can have anything you want as much as you want, but here's the rule: only for 60 minutes a day. Okay, for 60 minutes a day, you can eat all you want. Okay, but outside of those 60 minutes, there's no snacking allowed. No snacking. So most people eat 3 times a day. So the other 2 meals, right, that are not inside of your 60-minute window, the other 2 meals, you cannot have any carbs either. Okay, so 2 meals, no carbs, no snacking throughout the day. And then the third meal can be whatever you want, as much as you want. And within that 60-minute window. So a few takeaways from my experience with it is that I love breakfast. And so I tried to do it with breakfast where I could have anything I wanted to during my breakfast time. But what happened is that if I did it in breakfast, it kind of would activate all my carb sensors. So the rest of the day I was craving the carbs. So it made it really hard for me to not snack or to not include any carbs in my other two meals. So just keep that in mind, right? Because what I found with my own experience was that it was easier when I did this for dinner. So breakfast, I would keep it a carb free. Lunch, I would keep it a carb free. And then at dinner, and then that way in breakfast, I'm like, oh man, I really wanted that toast. And I'm like, it's okay, I can have it tonight. Right. Because that's another thing with our brain. When it knows it can never have it again, it wants it really bad. But when it knows you're going to save it for later because maybe you're busy, then it's like, okay, I can wait. I can wait a few hours for it. So that's kind of the way you trick your brain with this as well, is that anything you crave during the day, you're like, okay, I'm going to have it for dinner. So what I find with most people that follow this lifestyle is that dinner works best. Dinner is the free meal that they do. And that's usually the meal they share with their family anyway. So it's better this way, right? So if you have that dynamic where dinner is usually with your family, then I would encourage you, if this is the lifestyle that you want to adopt, to make that the meal where you have the carbs. And the other two meals are the ones where you don't have carbs. And remember, with this one, it is important that there is no snacking between your meals. And this is pretty fast results too. It's pretty fast results. I managed to lose my 20 pounds that I wanted to lose, pretty fast. I think within 6 weeks, I had lost the 20 pounds. And I kept them off for a long time. I kept this lifestyle for a long time. And then just life changed and I slowly went back to my old eating habits, right? And so I had forgotten about it. I had forgotten about it till I became a wellness advocate again. And I'm like, oh, when I learned about carbs and how they work, then it just made a lot of sense. So this is the Carb Addicts Diet. If you're a carb addict, if you can't say no to bread, to donuts, to sugar, this might be the one that will work for you because you don't have to give any of those things up. You just have to make sure that you only eat them within 1 hour a day. And my second strategy that you can use is the one that I'm currently using, is intermittent fasting. Okay, intermittent fasting has been all the rave for a while now. And it's because it not only helps you lose weight and have a better body, right? It also helps you detox your body longer, because when we go to sleep, our body goes into detox mode. And when you do intermittent fasting, your detoxing mode lasts longer. So a lot of people, when they do this, they have more energy. The first couple of days are a little hard, I'm not going to lie, but it goes back to those 3 to 5 days that are going to be struggle, right? But after that, you have more energy, you feel more focused, and the word fasting a lot of times is what scares people. I remember when I was doing my research and this word kept coming up and I just resisted it. I resisted it because I'm like, there's no way. There's no way I can fast. I'll die. My blood sugar will go down. I'll feel terrible. And let me tell you, if you are struggling, because unless you're a diabetic, okay, if you're a diabetic, this example is not for you. But if you're not a diabetic and you feel like your sugar drops all of a sudden and you have to have something to eat, it's very possible that your body has forgotten how to get energy from your fat cells. And our fat cells are stored specifically for that reason. Our fat cells are there so that our body can use them as energy when it doesn't have anything else to use. And so when you eat carbs, that's what it uses for energy first. And so that's why when you hear about the keto diet, that's how that works, because basically what these people do is they don't have any carbs and their body is forced to go to the fat cells to get the energy from there. And that's how they burn the fat, right? And so when you when you say, well, there's no way I can do it because my blood sugar drops. Well, if you feel that drop, it's because your body forgot how to burn fat. More than likely, it doesn't know how to burn fat anymore. And so that's why it doesn't know how to do that conversion. So it's kind of like, if that's happening to you, right, then you can start doing this, but do it a little bit slower. Maybe instead of having a window, because here where the rules for this is you can eat anything you want, but only for a 6 to 8 hour window a day. The rest of the time, you cannot have any calories, not even in your drinks. No calories for the rest of the 24 hours. And the best thing is that during the time that you're sleeping, it's part of your fasting. So, for example, what could be a 6 to 8 hour day, right? Maybe you can have breakfast at 10 o'clock, push it down, breakfast at 10. Maybe you can have lunch at 2 and dinner at 4. Okay, so dinner at 6, I'm sorry. So from 6 p.m. to 10 a.m., you're not eating anything. Okay, so no calories. You can drink green tea, you can drink non-calorie drinks, right? But no calories in that time. And that's what's intermittent fasting. So you decide what times work for you. But if, like I said, you think, no, there's just no way I can do this because my body drops like that, then expand your window a little bit, maybe to 10 hours, right? Maybe to 10 hours where you can say, okay, I'm going to eat at 8 a.m. and then my dinner is going to be at 6, right? So even if you just say, you know what, I'm not eating anything after 6, I bet you will see results. But it has to become your lifestyle. Once in a while, having a late dinner is not going to ruin your results, right? But it does have to become a lifestyle to where you try to eat within a short amount of window. And when we think about the way it used to be in the old days, people had, once the sun went down, they stopped eating, right? Because they had to carry the lamp and all of that. So people would really only eat during the daylight hours. But now, we eat till midnight. And so our body was not made to eat all day. It was not made to digest food all the time, because if you're giving it food all the time, it has to work on that. And it doesn't have any time to work on the other things, to heal you, to repair you, to clean your body up, right? And so that's why our health starts failing, because we're putting our body to work all the time just on digesting the food that we're eating. And that's why intermittent fasting is a really good healthy lifestyle to adopt, because you give your body a break, and during that break it cleans house, it repairs you, and the energy that you use in that time is actually a lot more focused energy. So I love this lifestyle that I've adopted. It really has changed my life, and it's been a lot easier for me to maintain my weight. I haven't been yo-yoing like I did in the past. And I'll be honest, during COVID, it's been a struggle because I've been at home, and so my windows have extended, and then I try to shrink them back down. But because I've been doing this, I've never gotten back more than 5 pounds. So I've teeter-tottered between 3 to 5 pound weight gain in this whole time that we've been in this pandemic, but I've been able to manage it because I still practice intermittent fasting. And so that's my strategy that I'm currently using right now. And the last strategy is the one that it resembles keto. Okay, this is really the concept behind keto. Okay, but um, and I haven't done this strategy because, to be honest with you, it requires a lot more discipline than I have, but it's a low carb, high fat diet. So pretty much what it means is that you cannot have more than 30 grams of carbs. And that's why I haven't done this diet, because I am a carb addict. I'm still a carb addict. And so 30 grams of carbs for me does not satisfy my desires. And so I feel cheated. And I feel like sad because, I think, oh, I'm never going to be able to have that donut again, or I'm never going to be able to have that, that Philly cheesesteak sandwich, because that's too many carbs. And so for me, I've shied away from this lifestyle because I am a carb addict. And so I know that I can't do this long term because I don't want to give up those foods all the time. And so some people do this just when they need to lose a lot of weight. So if you need to lose a lot of weight, you might want to start off with this one because it does give you the fastest results. Okay. So you might want to start off with this one, and then once you reach your goal, phase into one of the other two. Maybe phase into the carb addicts one, or maybe phase into the intermittent fasting one. Because by the time you reach your goal with this one, I can guarantee you that you are not going to feel addicted to food anymore. Food's not always going to be on your brain. You're not going to live to eat, right? You're going to eat to live, which is really the way that we should live. But for me, long-term use of this one would not work. And I really don't recommend it, because I do believe that God gave us all the foods so that we can enjoy them all. It's just that we abuse them, right? And when we abuse them, that's when they hurt us. But I do believe he gave us carbs because we need carbs. And so that's my own personal opinion, right? But I know a lot of people who follow this lifestyle and they're happy and they look great and they have tons of energy. So I know it does work, and I know that you can stay on this for a long time. It's just for me personally, I wouldn't be able to, because I'm still a carb addict. And the truth is, once you're addicted, you're addicted. You know, it's really hard. So you need to substitute it. You need to substitute, right? And so just because I'm an addict doesn't mean that I'm going to eat carbs all the time. I recognize it. I understand it. I deal with it. And so when I fall off the wagon, I don't beat myself up about it. And so I move on the next day. And so that's why I'm saying pick the strategy that works best for you. You're the one that knows your situation. You're the one that knows what you like to eat, what foods you crave, right? And so pick the one that best suits your lifestyle, and you'll be um, more successful with it, because you'll stick to it. You'll really adopt it as a lifestyle and not see it as a diet, as something restrictive. Okay, so those are the strategies. They don't require any money. They don't require you buying anything, right? It's just changing your habits. But if it was that easy, right, then everybody would do it, because we all pretty much know what it is that's making us gain weight, right? And so here, our company is known as the Immune System Company, and they recognize that it is a struggle. It is a struggle to do the right thing, because we're bombarded everywhere. The commercials, when we're driving down somewhere, when we're at the checkout, everywhere we're bombarded with scenes of food, with the smells of food. So it's very taxing on our discipline, on our willpower. And so they have developed, even though we specialize in the immune system and making us stronger, making us healthier, they have developed some products where they make it easier for us. They send us help so that we can slowly adopt the new habits that we want without feeling so much stress. So in essence, what they do is they help us accelerate our results and get started. So those 3, 5 days, 10 days, those first days, right, of adopting the new lifestyle are not so stressful. And so it would make it more likely for you to stay and finish and really adopt the new habits that you want, so that you can have the health that you want, the health that you need, right? And so this month they offered a promotion, you know, because they know the beginning of the year people overate during the holidays, and so they know that a lot of people are worried and they want to take those pounds off, right? So they put together a kit where we can accelerate our results without all the stress. But I still would encourage you that even with this, you think long term to adopting one of the strategies that I just mentioned, or something, you know, along the lines, so that you don't rebound and that you don't always have to depend on the help that supplements give you. Okay, so today I just want to share with you the package that they put together for us. It is a promotion for January. Now, these products are available all the time, but in January, they put them together. They build a pack for us so that we can save money and so that we can get all of the areas that we need taken care of. And so these are the 4 things that you'll be getting if you take advantage of the promotion this month. So one of the first products that we're going to get is Burn. Our company developed I say the best fat burner. It has been recognized. It did receive recognition as one of the best fat burners in the market. Okay. It only has 4 ingredients, and they're all natural. And those 4 ingredients help you, one, to increase your metabolism, to burn fat, but not just any fat. It helps you burn the internal fat, that fat around your organs that is so unhealthy. That is the hardest one to burn. You burn all the other fat before you get to that one, but this one helps you burn that internal fat, the fat that's around your liver, the fat that's around your heart, you know, that internal fat. It helps you burn that fat, and it gives you energy. It gives you energy, because one of the reasons why we don't walk more, we don't exercise more, is because we're tired, right? And we're tired because our body is so busy digesting food all the time that it's using up its energy that way. And so we feel too tired to work out. We feel too tired to do other things that we want to do, right? And so the Burn is a great product. You can use it whether you exercise or not. It's a fat burner that if you use it in conjunction with your exercise, it's going to work that much faster. But if you don't exercise, which is the case for a lot of people, where they can't eat, they don't even have enough energy and they don't feel good going to the gym. So this you can take also whether you exercise or not. Okay, it'll be just as effective. And then we have energy. Our energy glow sticks are little packets that you mix in water and they give you more energy. They have very little caffeine. The caffeine that it does have come from natural sources like green tea and things like that. So it's a very good energy boost without the crash later, without the unhealthy ingredients that some of the energy drinks have on the market. And so if you're struggling with your energy, if you're sluggish during the evening, or or even during the day, right? If you don't feel so focused, energy is a great addition to your day, because it has amino acids, it has transfer factor, which boosts your immune system, and it has another blend in there that is what gives you the energy, and it helps you with your detoxing your body as well. So energy glow sticks in the box, right? So that whether you want to exercise or not, you want to have more energy, because when you feel more energy, you're not going to eat as much. Because a lot of the times while we eat too is because we feel tired and we think we need to eat something or drink something with calories so that we can do better, right? So just be aware that energy does have calories. So if you adopt one of those lifestyles where you can't have calories in a certain window, then the energy you would drink with your meal, so you don't break that window, okay? So this is the only one. Energy does have calories. And then we have another product in here. It's called Shape Right. And Shape Right is very new to our product line, in our Transform line. And what it does is it blocks the carbs and the sugars from your meal. Okay, so what does that mean? It means that you can cheat. It means that you can cheat once in a while. Okay, now that doesn't mean this product was not designed so that you drink it with every meal so that it blocks all the bad things that you ate. Okay, that is not the intention of this product. This product is while you're adopting that lifestyle and you had a cheat meal. Remember, we talked about shame and guilt and how that triggers a reward. Well, when you have that, when you know you're going to cheat, then take your Shape Right, and it's going to block some of the damage from that meal. So if you're going to have a big meal, a lot of people used it over the holidays when they were going to sit down with their family and have that big meal. They took the Shape Right, and the Shape Right blocks the carbs and the sugars from absorbing into your body, right? And so that way they don't cause as much damage. So Shape Right helps us have those little cheat meals that we all want and need to have once in a while. And then last, it has this essential oil blend, which honestly, this is my favorite. This is my favorite. Ever since it came out, I just fell in love with it. It's an essential oil blend that also helps your metabolism. It helps reduce the cravings. And so, and I forgot to tell you that Burn and Shape Right also help with the cravings. Okay, it helps decrease the cravings that you have. But Sweet Shape also, and Sweet Shape is drops that you actually add to a drink. So if you're a coffee drinker, I encourage you to try it with your coffee. I love it inside of my coffee when it's really hot. It helps me have like an aromatherapy session. It smells delicious. So I do aromatherapy, and then once the coffee cools down, then I start to drink it. So 5 drops in your cup of coffee, 5 drops in your favorite green tea. You can drink it in straight up water, but I don't recommend it because oil and water don't mix very well. And so they need a little bit of something in there. Like that's why with the coffee, it's the perfect combination, or you can put it in maybe a little bit of juice, or because it needs something to help it dissolve in the water. Okay, so if you drink it just with water, I don't know, it just, to me, it doesn't dissolve as fast. So for some reason, it upsets my stomach. So if it upsets your stomach, then don't drink it with just plain water, but you can use it just with the water, right? But Sweet Shape, it's a great way to boost that. And then the aromatherapy of it is very relaxing. It's very calming. And so it also helps your brain get ready for the challenges of the day. So this package, our company put together, right? And this month only is in a package, because like I said, all these products are available to you all year long. But if you buy it in January while supplies last, and they usually have enough supplies for the whole month, so don't think I'm trying to get you to but while supplies last in January, we also get the shaker cup that you see here in this picture. So The products are always available, but the shaker cup is only for this promotion while supplies of the shaker cup last. Okay, so you can save more than $70. You'll get free shipping if you buy it as the package, and you get the free shaker bottle, you save $70 on the whole package, and you get the free shipping. So probably closer to $80, $90 of savings here if you, excuse me, if you take advantage of the promotion of this month. But if you fall in love with them and you need them longer than January, then you can still buy them in February. You can still buy them in March. It's just not going to come in this convenient package that we see here. Okay, but these products are always available to us. Now, one thing I want to cover very, very quickly, because I'm running out of time here, but very, very quickly, sometimes people have been trying to lose weight and they just can't. They've taken this, they've taken that, they've done this, they've done that, and they are struggling to lose weight. When that's happening, it's probably because your body, your liver is very toxic. So in those cases, and you're the one that knows, in those cases, it might help you to do a detox. And we do have some products, excellent products for detoxing. We have a kit that we recommend for a 10-day quick detox. And so if you want to add the detox to this promotion that we're having, it actually will make you eligible for a free membership. So it depends on your needs. If you think you want to do the detox first and then do the kit, you can do that as well. And by doing that, you actually take advantage of getting the free membership, so that when you buy again in the future, whatever product you choose, whatever product you like, because we have tons of other products, right? But if you buy in the future, you'll get them at a discount, and you may be even able to get a rebate of an additional savings there as well. So talk to the person who invited you, who shared this information with you, and they will give you all the details on the detox kit and the pricing for that. I don't want to go into too much detail about that, because really today I really wanted to share with you those 3 strategies, those 3 lifestyle changes that you can implement that will help you reach your goals and that will help you have better health, so that you can do the things that you enjoy doing, right? And so, but if you need help to get started, that's what our products are designed for. It's to help you get started and to help you accelerate your results without being so stressed out about it. So talk to the person who invited you, and they will give you the information. They will share with you the link that you need to purchase these products that we just mentioned. Thank you, and good luck, and God bless on all of your weight loss goals.